Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, The Halloween Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Stacy. I messed up her name just a minute ago. I called her Stephanie. She's not Stephanie. She is Stacy. Okay. We got 15 cards. Okay. I don't know why. The number 15 seems important. So in case that's important to anybody, we're going to go with that. Okay. There's a lot of action forward, but I feel like it's murky. It feels very murky. Like, I'm pushing forward. I need to. The time has come. Like, I've been waiting. I feel like I've been waiting for a while with this Temperance card. I've been maintaining. It's almost like I've been getting ready for an event or something, and I keep making sure the room is set. I got all the supplies. I got a lot of stuff in the freezer that I'm ready to, like, I have chicken and all that stuff frozen. Like, when the right time comes, I can take it out. And I got the other money set aside. Like, when the right time comes, I'll go buy the other stuff that I need to get fresh. I got the decorations all set over to the side. I got the people that I know I need help me waiting to the side too. I'll let them know when the time is, and they'll let me know if they can help or not. Like, I know I got everything. I've been waiting and setting it up and waiting. And it's kind of like, all right, I think it's time. And I got the Ace of Wands coming in with the Two of Pentacles. Like, all right, I want to do this now. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure this actually happens now. I don't want to go a different direction. Now that we're setting this in motion, I'm going to try to hold it here and make this happen. So I don't know if this is going to work out exactly the way I want it to. There seems to be a couple questionable variables here. Like, I don't know. But I need to keep going. And I got this murky feeling comes from this card. It's called Ghost. And it says regret, but I'm not really worried in the sense of, like, I don't think you're regretting anything. I feel like it's the possibility, like, oh, is this a good decision? It's kind of like, I don't know if this is the best time to do this. So it's almost like the fear that I might regret this decision later. So, okay, I'll give you that. You're fighting, though. You're like, I'm not backing down. This needs to happen. I just feel like, I feel like if I keep waiting, it's just never going to happen. Or kind of like, this is the best time to do it. It's almost like, before it gets really cold and nasty outside, I think now's a good time to do this. 2 face-down cards. Are we doing upside down? I think we are. I like that, I think. I'm trying to get out of the stress of this. And it's kind of, I feel like I've already lost a lot from this. I feel like there's already been loss. And the Five of Cups reversed is like, I don't want any more. I realize, like, it's almost like that passed us by, this passed us by. All right, so that's already not going well, but that's already said and done. I can't go back there and fix that. But I want to let go of that. I want to, like, just move on from that and start something better. I want to get rid of some of the stress of the past. I'm trying to remove some of the stress of the past. You're actively trying to do that. Kind of like, if we can get this happening, I think we can get rid of some of the stress of the past. There's things that didn't work out well, but that already happened. I want to let that go and move forward. I'm ready to move forward. All right, so I'm trying not to say this, but I am reminded of somebody from my past, which is strange, but I had a really bad manager once. And when they didn't want to be held accountable for certain things, and you would bring it up, they would always say, well, moving forward. Because they didn't want to address it. They just wanted to skip forward of it. And if you held them to it, they would then find a way to twist that against you. I had a really bad manager once, and I just remember this. I remember what she looked like. I don't just remember where I worked with her, though. It's strange. Like, she was very bad. Like, I just remember that. I don't know why she's popping into my head. And I can see her face, but... So, like, be careful of that. If somebody else is pushing you forward, and they keep using that term especially, or something like, well, that's in the past. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Like, if somebody's trying to avert your attention, be aware of it. Because they might be averting your attention to a problem that's still alive that they don't want you to see. Or they're still doing something improper that they don't want you to see. So be very leery of that. If somebody keeps pushing you forward, like, yeah, that was before, keep going. No, that was before, keep going forward. Like, if they keep doing that to you, be very leery of that. You might want to just smile and nod while they're saying it to you, but do your own research after and see, is that really solved? Because they're not going to tell you. You may have to find a roundabout way to find out the truth. Because you don't want to get far down this road and realize, oh my God, I got 5 miles down this road, and the engine was still messed up and it broke down and now I'm stuck. So you might want to do your research after. Just keep that in mind. Because we got this going on behind the scenes. This was face down. When I feel spider, I get like a lot of community feeling, a lot of talk. And I'm getting like somebody's trying to hide something. This is very interesting. I'm kind of remembering, this is reminding me of the Pisces read. So I don't know if you have Pisces energy going on in your chart, or there's something you might have a similarity with this. Be aware of people who are like working to their own means, or like people who don't really care about the situation. They just care about what they get out of it. You know what I mean? Because your energy seems to go like, what's best for the group. I feel your energy going that way, like what's best for the group. And this energy that I'm feeling opposing you is kind of it's selfish. It's kind of like, well, it's kind of like it'd be better for the group to all travel together in a bus. But they're like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just kind of go on my own in my own car. That way I can come and go and leave when I want to. But when they do that, they're like, they may show up late and not help set up. They also may leave early and leave people holding the bag. Like, if everybody goes together, everybody has the same responsibility of setting it up together. If everybody leaves at the same time, then everybody's working to get everything closed down and doing the same effort. Like, it feels something like that to me. Like, somebody's trying to skirt out of something. They're trying to create issues, or they're trying to get out of, like, responsibility. Because I've had people do that before, kind of like, you know, oh, we can all go together in this car, or something like that. And like, somebody's like, no, I'll drive on my own. I have to do this before anyway. And then they conveniently show up an hour late, and then they conveniently have to leave a couple hours early, to where they don't have to, they skirt out of a lot of responsibility and other people are left holding the bag. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. Because I feel like they're using a situation to their benefit and not everybody's benefit. That's not right. You know what I mean? If you're putting in 100% effort and everybody gets out, like, equal out of it, and you're putting in 100%, like, everybody divides that pie equally to what they get out, but then you're paying extra and they're paying less. That's not fair. Like, that's not right that you should do extra and they should do less just because they're able to sneak out of it. I don't know. It's, like, annoying. Because I feel like you're putting in complete effort. But the wheel is, like, threatening to turn. Like, this is how this is coming in. Like this. The wheel is here. The wheel is here. It's up to you to bring in the joy. Like, I feel like you can get this under wraps. Like, if somebody insists on doing that, I don't know. You're gonna. I feel like you'll be. But if you see it, I feel like you'll handle it. Because I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna handle that? Because I feel like you will. You got joy face down though, kind of like, all right, somebody wants to play that game. We've done that before. Here's how we're gonna handle it. It seems like you already know what you want to do with that. Maybe not, but I feel like you do. Because I feel like this person has played this game a few times. This is not new. And I feel like there's been talk about how that should be handled if that's how it's going to go. So, I don't know. I'm getting the joy here. Like, you seem to already know what you're going to do with that. I'm trying to get into it, but I don't see the door opening. I don't see the door opening. Because I think you're gonna cut this person off. This was face down, which is telling me it's matching this energy when somebody tries to play this game. I feel like you're gonna be waiting for it, but at first you might be like, maybe it's not gonna work out that way. Maybe you're gonna have an annoying phone just go off in your pocket. Maybe something like that. Because this is what's happening. I feel like when that person plays that game, you're not about it. But you might not confront them directly right off the bat. You might be like, all right, I see what they're doing. Let me just pull back and talk to other people who understand what I'm thinking. And you got the three of, I was going to call it the Three of Hearts. It's the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles here. You're cutting this off, right? The person who's trying to play that game, they're getting the Three of Swords. You have other support around you. That's other people saying, yep, I told you, Cancer, that's how they are. I told you, Cancer, that's what they do. I'm telling you, they keep setting it up this way, Cancer. And you're like, I know, I see it, it's fine. Let's do what you said. We'll try it your way. And I feel like you were reluctant to do this at first, but you're like, all right, let's see how true this is. We'll do it your way. So there seems to be some type of plan here where, if they show up like they're supposed to, and they stay as long as they're supposed to, okay, everybody gets their fair share. But if they show up late and they leave early, well, then there's going to be a diminished return for that person. And there's something where it's kind of like, I almost feel like they're saying, like, for the people who show up, by this time and help set this up, they get this. But the people who show up after that, they don't get this. People who stay late and help shut down, they also get this. People who don't, they don't get that. It seems simple. I don't think it's very complicated. You know what I mean? Kind of like if you're there and you're there you have to be there for the whole thing though. If you're going to help shut down, you have to help everything. You can't leave until everything is put away and we all leave at once. If you leave before that, you're omitted from that bonus, whatever that extra thing is. Same thing with the setup. If you're there when everybody starts, you get it. If you show up halfway through, you don't get it, but your help is thankful. Thank you for your help, but you're not going to get the bonus everybody else gets. It's really simple. And it's like this is like set ahead of time. Like this is put out way ahead of time, and it's almost kind of like instead of telling people to show up at 10 a.m., you're going to be like, we're going to start at 9:30 a.m. Show up at 9:30 a.m. That way if somebody straggles and they're like 10, 15 minutes late, you're like, that's okay. 10 a.m. forward is fine, but you're not going to tell them that. That way if they show up like at 10 a.m., okay, well, you're late, but it's okay. We'll let it slide. You know what I mean? That way if they try to pull something like that, just nobody will start till 10. You'll just make it so nobody starts till 10. It's a very tricky thing because, again, I'm getting somebody's fighting for this and somebody's making quick decisions, kind of like, oh no, we're going to set this up this time. If somebody tries to play that quick little game, we're going to cut them right off with that. That's not right. We're not allowing that. You're not going to come up here and do half effort and get full reward. I don't think so. We're not playing that this time. And I feel like you're on board with this. Because I don't think you like the idea of policing people that way. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it's something at the moment when this happened, I feel like you're on board with, and you're like, yeah, no, you're right. I don't think we're going to let that slide this time. And the way it's being set up, like everybody knows the rules ahead of time. Like there's more than enough time to set things up. There's more than enough time for people to prepare and have the right time to, get things ready. Judgment happens on this. I see that happening. Because somebody can't play their games. Judgment plus the dark skull here. Is it the dark skull? The skull of darkness. I feel like somebody's playing... When I feel the skull of darkness here, it feels a little villainous. I gotta be honest with you. Somebody's going to try to get away with things anyway. But judgment is telling me they're not getting away from it. They're not getting away with it. It's not going to happen. So they play their game. I feel like this person... It seems like they're not going to. They might squawk about it a little beforehand. But I feel like they're going to try to play their game anyway, and they're going to try to politically maneuver their way out of the sticky situation. They're going to it's not my fault. I couldn't help it. And I feel like somebody that's going to say, well, you could have came with so and so. No, I couldn't. I had to do that. Well, it's not fair that you only did half the effort and get full reward, so it's not going to happen. Sorry, we told you the rules before you came. If it was going to be that bad, I guess you should have just counted yourself out and not showed up at all, because you apparently weren't going to do anything. I feel somebody's harsh around you too, by the way. I don't know if it's you. I don't think it's you. But somebody might be harsh to this person, because I'm getting the dark skull. I feel like somebody tries to play their game and they fail. And somebody's like, I don't think it's you. It could be. Depends. You know your personality. But somebody who's known for it is going to call it out for the BS that it is. And is not going to play that game. Kind of like, yeah, you played your game and you lost. I feel like somebody's calling it right out that way. Like, oh yeah, person... You played your game and you lost, so too bad for you. Somebody has no patience for it. None. When this happens, we got all the rest of these things coming out here. I think we're going to do this. Alright, so the way this ends off, I think you're okay with it. I don't think you're the one calling somebody out directly, but I don't think you're feeling bad about it either. Kind of like, yeah, that's fair, and I didn't have to do it, so that's cool. Like somebody called that out, and I didn't have to do it, and I'm not feeling bad for that person. So hey, that's how it went. I also see you not standing in the way. What do we mean? What do we mean? What does that mean? So the person that's getting pretty much called out, and like, oh, you played, the person that's like receiving you played your game and you didn't get away with it, haha. That person that's getting that, I don't see you like stepping in to like shield them from any type of blow here. It's kind of like, well, they need to hear it. I feel like you're kind of like that. It's a little like, it's kind of overdue. It's overdue, and whoever it is that's getting their just desserts, I feel like you kind of like that person. But it's also in the same tone, kind of like, yeah, they're due. They're overdue to hear it. Like, they had that coming. I didn't want to be the one to do it, but I'm glad that somebody did. And I'm just kind of stepping back, and you're not really adding to it, but you're not subtracting from it either. I just feel like you're kind of like, yeah, no, that needed to be said. I'm just going to step away and let them, stew with that for a minute and think about how that worked out. I like your last three cards, and I like what's going on here. I like what's going on here in the environment. I'm looking at these cards and I'm questioning that, but we'll find out why. Because the energy feels good, but the questionable, I'm looking at the card and I'm like, do I really? Alright, we'll find out. You've got Witch, you've got Knight of Wands, and you got the Three of Pentacles. Now, something that looks like it's just something that looks like it's randomly coming in about this situation is not. There's going to be a lot of work to make sure that this stays fair. Okay, because I feel like this person is trying to, like, I don't see them letting it go for some reason, and they want it to come back. They want to be able to play their games, get full reward with half effort. They want to continually get full reward with half effort. And I'm getting the trick or treat with the history. So I feel like they're the ones who won't let it go away, right? I feel like it's literally them. Kind of like, no, I got cheated, this wasn't fair. And other people are like, oh no, you didn't. Actually, you've been cheating us multiple times. They got the Six of Cups here with the trick or treat. Like, other people are like, hey, no. You didn't get treated this time, and not for nothing. You've cheated us multiple times before. So if anything, you owe us a lot more. You got a lot of benefit you didn't deserve. So we didn't cheat you out of anything. You've been cheating us right along the way, and you actually owe us a lot more. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, if you make it really simple, you go 5 to 10, let's say 10 times before this, the payoff was $1. Just make it simple, just $1, right? They did 50 cents worth of work and got $1 out of that. So half of what they got out of that, they shouldn't have got. And now they're saying, well, I only got 50 cents this time, and I should get $1. They're like, no, not only should you have not got the $1, but you got $5 too much previously. You actually owe us $5. That's kind of how this is playing out. It's very simple, but I think you know what I'm saying. Like, people are like, oh, no, you didn't get cheated. You actually owe us. That's actually what that means. Sorry. There's a very strong energy. I think it's an ally of yours, though. At least at the moment, it's an ally of yours. Because there's a lot of work, kind of like, oh, you don't want to let that go, do you? You want to keep whining about it? Well, let's talk about the history of this. Let's not just look at the last situation. Let's look at the last 6. Let's see where that's going. This one plus the 5 before it. Let's look at all these 6. Let's see how that actually played out. Let's take a look at it all. Because I'm getting the Three of Pentacles is like they're coming forward and they're pushing the envelope, and somebody's picking that envelope up and saying, all right, let's actually deal with this. And the Witch coming in is kind of like just desserts, kind of like, all right, let's look at what's going on here and let's actually fix this. This has kind of a High Priestess feel to me, even though it's different. I know it's different. I feel like this is taking what's actually happening here and like, let's actually balance this out. Let's actually make this correct and let's make this work forward the way we actually wanted it to. The Witch takes control of like, hey, life has been doing this, and I understand that, but now I think it's time to look at the good and the bad and actually make it do what I want it to do, not just sit here and be subjective to what life is throwing at me, but kind of like, okay, this is what life's throwing at me, this is what I can do with that, and I also want this over here, so let me also take what's being thrown at me and try to up it a level or two and make it what I really want it to be, and not just accept that this is just what I have. I'm going to start pulling in other things to make this better, because that's what I want it to be. And that's the witch. The witch is kind of like, I understand this is what's happening, so let me work with what I have first. But also, in the same breath, kind of like, all right, I'm going to stabilize with what I have, but now I'm going to start bringing in other elements to raise it up to where I want it to be, not just accept what I've been handed. So I feel like that's where you're going to go with this, because I feel like other people are aiding you in this situation, and you're working together, kind of like, all right, let's stabilize it with what we have, and let's bring in other things to make it better. And I feel like that's what we're looking. We're looking to make this better. You seem to be okay with what's going on. I don't see any like adversity for you. I feel like this is going to actually be an unexpected positive turn of events. Again, you have the joy with the Wheel of Fortune. I do think this is going to go very well for you. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.